Again, what do you expect? I mean, they had to be basically pushed off a cliff to stop letting dudes playing women's sports in the NCAA, so I don't think they're exactly the smartest people in the world. But I'm just not, I don't get it.
All right, boys, let's talk about a little college football here. The NCAA has denied the request from Deion Sanders and Fran Brown for Colorado and Syracuse to have a joint spring game scrimmage. And then Fran Brown went on to say if Bill O'Brien and
Bill Belichick
came up with this idea that the NCAA would have greenlit it. I don't know what he's talking about.
Because they're white?
He didn't specifically say. I guess that's what he's insinuating. I don't think he saw the way the NCAA treated Jim Harbaugh when he was in college. Yeah. But the NCAA wasn't going to let anyone come up with this idea. You've been calling for this for a long time, for spring game scrimmages.
3 years.
Now, how can the NCAA actually tell Colorado and Syracuse that they can't have a joint practice?
Well, like my thing is, and Mike Gundy said this, but we've said this a million times. I mean, what is the NCAA going to do? Y'all have no power. You're like a fat rent-a-cop. You ain't catching that kid. Like, you got no power.
But if they told them they can't do it and now they're not doing it,
well, to me, like,
stopped them from doing it.
It's the same thing when Penny Hardaway was like, "Oh no, I'm not suspended. I'm just not going to be suspended," and like they didn't end Memphis's program. Like, to me, again, what would be the punishment? Like, what would be the punishment? Like, this isn't we caught you cheating and now you're going to have to, you did the crime, you're going to serve the time. Nobody gets hurt in this. Now, as far as the racism angle goes, the NCAA is not racist. They suck to everybody, like, pretty much. Like, the only favoritism I would see with NCAA is for the big brands. Like, when the Duke players weren't going to class, they didn't get in any trouble. Like, if you're in basketball, like, at the end of the day, the NCAA is an equal opportunity hater, that they suck to everybody. But I'm just like...
So let's go through these 3 reasons that the FBS Oversight Committee cited for opposing the waiver. First one, the late timing, as most teams have planned out spring practice and in some cases concluded their sessions. What does that matter?
You didn't come up with a great idea. So, like, what? That's not how this works.
That one to me is irrelevant. The second one is more valid. Let's check it out. A recruiting advantage Colorado and Syracuse would receive that other teams couldn't hold a similar scrimmage this spring, but kind of the same point you're making. Then why didn't they think about doing it?
Like, then they should have, whoever decided the idea to, like, tag a weekend, like Auburn does Big Cat Weekend, where they're, like, bringing all their big recruits at the same time. Well, whatever school came up with that idea first, that's an unfair advantage. It's an idea, and it's a great idea. And you're not breaking any rules just because other people didn't think of it. That sucks, too.
Also, what's the thinking with it being a recruiting advantage? Just because it would be televised and...
They've put Alabama's spring game on ESPN for the last 30 years.
True. Yeah.
Like, no, it's what's the last one?
And a potential, the academic impact for athletes missing classes.
Yeah, there it is.
Don't make me laugh.
So what's the difference between the missing class for an inter-squad spring game and
Stop asking questions that make sense.
I'm telling you, these people are the dumbest. Like, again, if you're the NCAA and you're losing all your power in college football, and I think soon to be college basketball, you're going to die on this hill? This isn't something where you're like, you know what, guys, great idea. Y'all should start doing this.
Why don't we ever hear that from the NCAA?
We never hear that from the
NCAA. Nice, inventive idea to try and help the sport. Way to think outside the box.
Innovation and the NCAA just don't go.
Well, this is from someone who I don't necessarily even want to see this. I want to see Syracuse hold their own spring game so Syracuse fans can go to it. I'm assuming that this would have been in Boulder, Colorado, because Deion said it first. And it would be televised and all that. I want to see each team have their spring game still so people from the local community can go out. But I don't think the NCAA has given valid reasons for shutting it down. Or, to your point, what are the repercussions if Colorado and Syracuse just decided to do it?
What are they going to do? Put them on
can you enforce it?
Yeah, again, at the end of the day, in my mind, I'm like, okay, obviously somebody in NCAA has PR people, and they've got to know they're just getting hammered. Like, every day. They're the least popular person at the party. So, again, you would think that would lend to being like, hey, and it's not even letting something slide. It's being like, guys, great idea. Go ahead and do it. We're not going to sit here. I just find this as such an odd way to try and show that you're big and bad. I mean, again, what do you expect? I mean, they had to be basically pushed off a cliff to stop letting dudes play in women's sports in the NCAA, so I don't think they're exactly the smartest people in the world. But I don't get it. Now, look, we can talk about what you're selling or what market you're in, but more times than not is the business that is powering the business, that's behind the business, that helps put you in the best situation possible, like Gymshark or Cotopaxi. Because like I said, it's not just about having a great product or cool marketing. It's about the people behind the scenes, and Shopify makes every sale seamless and simple. And when you hear this noise, that button on there, go ahead and hit that, David. That just means you're making more money, all right? You want to have the best team around you. You're the head coach of your business, all right? You got to make sure your coordinator hires are good. Your assistant hires are good. Heck, the water boy has to be good. How do you think SCLSU blew up so quick? So if you're serious about growing your business, you need to be everywhere your customers are, whether they're scrolling through their phone or strolling past your storefront, on the web, social feeds, physical stores, or whatever. And you need to upgrade your business and get the same checkout companies like Gymshark and Cotopaxi use with Shopify. And when you sign up for your $1 per month trial, that's $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Crain. That's all lowercase. Shopify.com/CRAIN to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Crain.
So the NCAA has regulations on official team activities, including what counts as permissible promotions, recruiting events, or NIL involvements during sanctioned practices or games like the spring game.
But again, what would be the penalty? So you mean to tell me that Deion Sanders, who's one of the most popular people in college football, lightning rod, great publicity for the sport, right? Huge moneymaker for the sport, brought a program back from the dead. What are they going to do? Bowl ban Deion Sanders in Colorado this year? Because you can't just punish Syracuse if this happened. It's like, what are you going to do? Deion Sanders is more important to college football than any of the suits at NCAA.
Have they tried tariffs yet? I think somehow
you're going to do it.
Tariffs being applied could work. Next one up, TJ Finley, who's played quarterback. Is he on his 5th school now?
Yeah, I feel like TJ's 40.
Van Wilder route, but he just goes to different schools.
What happened with this?
So it was announced that TJ Finley had been arrested for stealing something worth more than $25,000. And that's kind of all you heard. But then his attorney came out and said this was a fake. And again, you can see both sides of this. I'm not drawing conclusions, whatever. I'll leave that up to the courts. But it was a Facebook Marketplace scam where somebody pretending to be somebody else and owning an LLC sold TJ Finley, and this is allegedly, a truck for $25,000 that had what looked like a legit title and a legit bill of sale, so TJ Finley bought the truck. Well, it turns out the truck was reported stolen, and when they found the truck, TJ Finley had it. So that's where it's at right now to me. I hope personally that TJ Finley didn't steal the truck. That makes sense to me. My wife sells stuff on Facebook Marketplace. We're selling a piano right now from her mom's old house, and there's already been 3 scammers trying to find a way to do that. So nothing would surprise me on Facebook Marketplace. I hope it's not true. We'll see. It's just a tough situation. This is why, if it turns out that it was a scam, you don't just instantly jump to a conclusion of, well, this person definitely did it.
Just stop buying vehicles on Facebook Marketplace.
It's a great deal, though.
It's just, that place is just basically it's a scam. That's just where the scammers live.
If the deal sounds too good to be true,
it is.
It is not.
Yeah.
It may not be.
Hey, YouTube, appreciate you guys hopping on. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on so you know when Crain & Company goes to college or locker room talk is dropping.